Warm greetings, dear students. Today in this video, we are going to discuss about the special relationship between banker and customer. In last class, we had seen a general relationship between banker and customer. Yes, so now we are going to see the special relationship between the banker and customer. Though, so already you know that what who is the banker, who is the customer, what is the work together that between banker and customer, everything, isn't it? So here this special relationship is nothing but special services they are going to provide to the customer. Who they are in the sense banker is going to provide to the customers. First of all, what is the meaning of special relationship? When a customer opens an account in a bank, it creates obligation. Obligation is nothing but duties and rights. So those duties and rights are known as special relationship of banker and customer. So what are the obligations of bankers towards customers? Now, obligations, I told you, that is a duties and rights. So now duties are obligation of a banker. One by one we will check it. First one, obligation to honor checks, obligations to maintain confidentiality, secrecy of customer accounts, premature closure, act in good faith without negligence, deceased depositors, payment to closure account, then payment to nominee. So these are all the things one by one we had to discuss about this video. So first, obligations to honor checks. Honoring of check is nothing but accepting the check for payment. Honor the check is, what is it? We have to accept the check. When we have to accept, it agrees to pay amount of money return on the check to the person the check is returned to. The banker must have sufficient funds to pay. By the time only that the banker has to honor the check. That is the first obligations for banker. So according to the section 31 of the Negotiable Instrument Act 1881, every banker must honor the checks drawn on by a customer, provided the customer must have sufficient balance in his account. That is very, very important. If we are going to, for example, if I am going to write a check to X and Y, X or Y and Z, then I have the sufficient amount in the bank. Then only they can withdraw the amount. Yes. So first the customer must have sufficient balance in his account. The funds must be properly applicable to payment of such check. So that the funds must be properly applicable. If it is there or not. Suppose I am writing that same check 1 lakh rupees. But in my account, in there, the sufficient amount is there or not. That is the secondary. Third one, the check has been presented within a reasonable time after the apparent date of its issue. So first we have to see that date of issue we have to see. So in this date, they are going to withdraw the amount. So and so date we have to mention in the check. So in that date, they can go and withdraw the amount. By the time, if we are not having sufficient, I am not having sufficient amount in the check, then we have to deposit such amount there. If it is not there, he issued the check to withdraw the money. By the time, if it is not having money, then that check is dishonored. There is no prohibitor orders of court or any other competent authority. The requisites of checks. What are the requisites? There is no prescribed form of words or design of the check, mainly. But in order to fulfill the requirements of Act, checks must have following points. So not only very hard and fast rules they didn't maintain, but some certain points are there in the check. What are the things? It should be handwritten. The unconditional order drawn on a specified banker only, payment on demand, some certain in money, payable to specific person, signed by a drawer. So these are all the things they will check in the check. Dishonoring. First, I told you honor, obligation to honor the check. Now, dishonoring of checks. What are the times they will uh, dishonor the check? What are the points is not there? Suppose date is missing or date is wrongly they mention. Especially the overwriting, they will not accept overwriting. Even figures and words should be same. If it is figures is 1 lakh, but you are return in 10,000, that is also wrong. So these are all the things. Whatever the mistake it's happened, everything. If it is without signature, they issued the check. Our signature is not matching with the banker. Nowadays, it's happening. These are all the activities, isn't it? So it's not matching with the banker. So the concerned person itself, the signature it sometimes will change. Digitally, it's shown in it's not matching with the personal signature. So by the time also they will dishonor the check. So one by one we will see the dishonoring of check. On presenting check, if the bank refuses to pay the amount mentioned on the check to the payee due to certain reasons, then it is said to be a dishonor check. Some of the reasons. What are the reasons? Common reasons for dishonor of check. See here, for example, if the check is overwritten, I told you, if it is overwritten is there, they will not accept the check. So automatically that it will consider as a dishonor check. Now signature. Signature is absent or the signature is check does not match with the specimen signature. So banker they are having our signature. The customer's signature they are having. Banker is having always. So the specimen signature and check signature they will verify whether it is matching or not. If it is not matching, that is also dishonoring the check. And suppose if we forgot to sign, that is also dishonor the check. Everything will without sign we are given. It happens, isn't it? By mistake it happens, but banker will treat it as a dishonoring the check. If the name of the payee is absent or not cleared written, yes. Suppose if it is pay is Ramesh Kumar is not written. Self. Suppose if I have to pay in that self also we can write, but self is not written. Anything is not there. Then to that clearly or otherwise is not clarity. Vicinity is not there. You should not some blurred pen or something it will be happens, so automatically that is also we are not able to, the banker will not consider as a check honored. So that is also dishonored check. If the amount written in words or figures does not match with each other, that's why I told you, see, amount in words, amount in figures should be same. 10,000 in a figure and amount also should be 10,000. If it is some variation is there, then they will not accept. That is also dishonoring the check. If the drawer orders the bank to stop payment on the check, suppose they missed their check, they return everything. They when while going to the office or while going to some outside and while going to give to the concerned people, by the time they lost their check, so suddenly what they will do, they will call the banker, please stop payment the concerned number of check. So that is that time also it should be they will stop. That is also, that is a dishonoring the check. So misplace or loss of check, issue of alternate check. Suppose any mistake will happen, so alternate check they will get ready. It is common practice of some people who intentionally cheat the debtor by issuing check, giving instructions to the bank to stop payment against the check. This is also happens. Even the customer is not having that money, sufficient fund is not having in the bank, but their client they are asking money, so they are writing and giving to the check to them. Then they will call and bank, if suppose in this check it will be there, please stop payment, I'm not having sufficient fund in my account, like that it happens. This is also one of the way of dishonoring the check. Garnish order. If a person fails to pay the debt owed by him to his creditor, The creditor can apply to the court for issue of garnish order, which suspends the operation of debtors account, and banker has no obligations to make any payment from the account concerned after the receipt of garnish order. So garnish order is a completely that legally they will approach, suppose if fails to pay the debt, so that is called the garnish order. So if the drawer has closed the account before presenting the check, by the time also we have to be careful. That is one of the obligations. If the drawer has closed the account before presenting the check. Next, insufficient funds in account. Already I told you. Suppose if the fund is in a bank account insufficient to meet the payment of check. So I return in check 1 lakh, but I am not having that much sufficient fund, 25,000 or 30,000 it will be there. So that time also dishonor the check. If any alteration made on the check, if any alteration, see the picture, the check picture. So 2000 something is overwriting scratches, and see first one, y is personalized or is missing, so should be rejected only. Like this check is the name on the check issue, the only correction that would be allowed the date of check. So banker receives informations about death and insolvency of drawer. By the time also the check will be, the payment should be stopped. Suppose if he receives, banker receives informations. So I hope so you understood the common special relationship between the banker and customer. Uh, just you go through it. If it is not understood, in the next class I'm going to explain again what are the points once you go through and uh, come to the next class. Thank you, students.